Hi again, and welcome to the Tazama Connections Studio series. In today's video, I'll be talking about data enrichment, which is another key feature of TCS. Like I mentioned before, there were two kinds of enrichment. There was pull-based data enrichment, which involved periodically fetching data from external systems like sanctions lists through polling or file-based inputs. And the second one is the push-based data enrichment, which involves pushing data from the external systems into Tazama via REST APIs, which ensures that the transaction data is always enriched with the latest information. But in this video today, we will demonstrate how pull-based enrichment works. All right, so this is basically the use case flow diagram of the pull-based data enrichment. The editor enters the connection settings, file paths, and Postgres settings, and the configuration is reviewed, approved, and exported to the UAT environment. Once deployed, the system automatically pulls the relevant data to enrich the transaction being processed. You can have another look at this flow diagram just before we jump into the demonstration. All right, so I'm standing again at the dev environment. I'm going to log in with the editor role. I'm going to navigate to the data enrichment module. And as you can see, the user can view all of the existing connections with different statuses. Um, and I'm just going to go ahead and create a new enrichment job. So I'm going to select pull for this use case, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to add a connection name, which can be prescribed person. I can set the version. It has to adhere to a certain format. And I'm going to select the source type as HTTPS. Yes. All right, and now in this field for the associated schedule, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this with the cron job schedule that I created in the previous video. So you can see there's a list of options that we have here, and I can see the one that I created at the very top, which was runs every minute. And I'm going to just select this for the for running it, basically. And for the connection settings, it requires a URL and it requires some headers. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste the URL that I'm trying to fetch the data from. And for the headers, I'm just going to paste that as well. So there we have it. And then for the target table name, I'm just going to input something meaningful because whatever data we're fetching and we're creating this enrichment endpoint for, that data will land in a unique table. So I'm going to name the table as like data prescribed person. Yeah, and there are two ingest settings that we have here. So we have append and we have replace. So I'm just going to select append. And I'm going to do save and next. So yeah, this gives a summary screen from which the user can see whatever details they have inputted just one time before finally creating the endpoint and sending it for review. All right, so the pull job is created successfully and it is in progress right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to view it, same details, and I'm just going to send it for approval. All right, perfect. So the status has changed from in progress to under review, and this should now be in the bucket of the approver. So as we did with the cron job, I'm going to log in now with the approver's ID. Yeah, and I'm going to go to data enrichment, and I can see here that this is right now in my bucket for me to view. I can see whatever details the editor had input, and I can either approve it or I can reject it. So if I do reject it, I'll have to provide a reason for rejection and then send it back to the editor. But I'm just going to approve it for now. The job has been approved successfully, and now this should be residing in the exporters bucket. So I'm going to log out and log in with the exporters email. And then the same, I can see that the status approved proscribed persons connection is here. And I can view the details again, and I can simply just export it for the publisher to then deploy it. All right, perfect. So now, as before, we can see that this has now been exported, and now this would probably be in the target environment ready for the publisher to deploy it. So I'm going to log out from this environment, and I'm going to go now to to the production environment, and I'm going to log in with the publisher's role. Perfect. And now, as before, I'm going to go to the exported items, and I'm going to navigate to the data enrichment jobs tab now, because this is a data enrichment endpoint that we have created. And at the very top, I can see the date and time of the endpoint that I created. I can open it to view the details. And this is the same endpoint, so I'm going to deploy it. Perfect. So this job is published successfully. And now, basically, so basically what will happen is that this data would be fetched every single minute from the URL that I provided, so that the data remains up to date, and whatever enrichment we need from it, whatever information we need about proscribed persons will be available readily to us. So that's all for this video. Thank you.